Welcome back to UAV drone design. On the last tutorial we created the rear wings and the knit them together, so the whole drone is now one solid body. I added an appearance to it, and just to see better of how our drone is coming along. Let's go back to the appearances and take these appearances off. Okay, and possibly we go back to our plain white view so we can work on the drone. Okay, yes, so we're going to, in this tutorial, we're going to further, we have one more wings to create. This wing here, and on these wings, as you can see, there's the little mechanism that moves the flaps up and down, and then so in this tutorial we will create this wing here, and probably we will create these little mechanical boxes that moves the flaps up and down. So let's see how far we get with that. So let's head back to SolidWorks. Okay, and let's go back and change our display state back to where we see all our planes. Okay, so let's clean out these lines because we don't need them anymore. Okay, that's good. And let's clean this projection line here so it's out of the way. Okay, that's perfect. Let's clean this one as well. Okay, what else? Let's clean this one. Okay, that's good. And then we're going to create this wing down here. Okay, so we're going to need a plane that is going from down here all the way up there. Okay, and then if you go back to our picture for a moment, right? Okay, so on this sketch picture is saying that there's another one going up but that way, but that is completely wrong. So the sketch picture is I don't know, outdated, but the sizes are I think it's correct. So that's only for our references. Okay, so let's make a sketch on this plane, and of course we're going to grab a construction line and then grab the end of this wing. Okay, and then we're going to grab another one, and somewhere around here. Okay, let's make this vertical, and let's make this line vertical. Okay, that's perfect. And now we're going to need the other reference line that's going from here to here. Okay, and now we're going to need a plane that is somewhere around here. So for that we're going to make another construction geometry line, which is going from this point down here. Okay, and then we're going to exit the sketch, and we're going to go to our plane and select this line and the end of this line. Okay, and I'll edit our plane. So let's sketch on this plane. Okay, and since we have our reference lines, we want to make this to extend out, and we did it in the last tutorials. We're going to add some 3D sketches. Okay, some 3D reference construction lines. So let's go to 3D sketch. Let's grab a center line. Let's snap onto this point, somewhere over here, and then we grab another one, and snap over here, and then just one more thing I forget to show you in recent tutorials. There's a quick menu bar here which you can get up by holding the right mouse button and just drag down a little bit. So you can add into these tools that you mostly use, like construction line, which and some circles, and I don't tend to use them very much. So I just choose whichever I need from the toolbars up there. So let's make our third line here that will give us our references. So we know that between these two lines is the base of this wing, and the top of the wing, the reference points is between these two. Okay, so now if we go back to our plane, exit this sketch, okay, and if we go back to our plane, sketch on that plane, we know that between these two farther apart is the base, and from here to here is the tip of the wing. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. And since it's a middle wing, or a tail wing probably, it's not very, it has to be on both sides, it has to be the same amount of low pressure or high pressure. If it's one side is higher than the other, then the plane would go left or right prematurely. So let's make sure that we create the same type of spline and the same manipulation on both sides. Okay, so let's grab a spline here. Okay, let's grab a spline, exit, click on that, and we're just going to grab this handlebars and just pull it up a little bit. And don't need much about that. Press OK on that, and we're going to grab a center line. We can always mirror it over through a plane, but I tend to use center lines. I find it much easier. And then we're going to go to mirror entities. We're going to mirror this entity, and then we're going to mirror it about here. Okay, so that's perfect. And then we can just snip this out. That's good. Okay, so now we got that part. We can project this curve onto the face. So we're gonna go to our display state number 2, so we can see better. Okay, and then we're going to project this curve onto this body. So we're going to exit this sketch, and then we're going to go project curve, and we're going to select our sketch, and we're going to select our faces. Okay, and then we're going to reverse that direction, and it's already showing up the preview on our face. So that's good. I'm going to press OK on that. Okay, so and then now we need another sketch between these two lines, and then just go sketch on this plane. Okay, and then we're just going to grab another spline, and we're going to sketch from this point to this point, and grab that line and manipulate it into what we're looking for. Just pull it about there. Okay, press OK on that, and then we're going to select a center line, drop it somewhere in the middle, exactly in the middle actually, and then we're going to mirror this entity over, and then we're going to mirror over here. That's perfect. Okay, and we're just going to snip this construction line type, we don't need it. Okay, so exit this sketch, and at this point we don't need a guide curve. So we see how we get, and then if we need the right curve we add it afterwards. So let's go to surfaces, let's go to boundary, let's select this line and this line. Okay, and that looks fairly straight, so I'm gonna press OK on that. Okay, now we have that. We can get rid of our projected line, so we don't need it. We can hide these reference lines so it's not in the way, and then we can hide this plane for now. Okay, so we got our the bottom portion of the wings, and then I'm going to leave this tutorial at this point and see you back at the next one.